You ever wonder why your English still sucks after all these years? Let me take a wild guess. You've been worshiping textbooks like they're the holy grail of language learning, right? Well, newsflash, they're not. And honestly, if you think filling out another grammar worksheet is going to save you, I've got bad news. Welcome to Monday English Podcast, the place where your grammar rules come to die and your excuses come to get roasted. This is not your sweet little classroom where the teacher pats you on the head for remembering what present perfect continuous means. Nope. This is where we get real, where we stop pretending that learning English is about memorizing useless stuff you'll never say in real life. And today's episode? Oh, it's a good one, because we're about to blow up one of the biggest lies you've been told. The lie that textbooks are the best way to learn English. Spoiler, they're not. You know what is? Instagram captions. Yeah, you heard me. Those short, snappy, sometimes ridiculous little lines you scroll past every day while you're pretending to study, they're better than your textbooks. Why? Because they're real. They're alive. They're how people actually talk. But we'll get into that. First, let's talk about why you've been stuck in this boring cycle of study. Forget, study again, forget again. It's because you've been treating English like some kind of museum piece. Too delicate to touch, too precious to mess with. You're scared to get dirty, to sound stupid, to say something wrong. But guess what? That's exactly why you're still stuck. English isn't a trophy to admire. It's a tool. It's messy, loud, fast, and full of mistakes. Just like Instagram. Just like life. So today, we're throwing the textbooks out the window and diving into the world you already live in, social media. Because while you're busy scrolling, you're missing out on the best English class you never signed up for. Let's fix that. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you read a textbook and actually enjoyed it? No, really. When did you sit down, flip through those dry, lifeless pages and think, wow, this is exactly how I want to talk? Never. Because nobody talks like that. Textbooks are the language of robots, of exam halls, of people who care more about being correct than being understood. But here's the thing. You're not trying to be a robot, are you? You're trying to be a person who speaks English, who connects, who actually says something that matters. And guess where people are doing that every single day? On Instagram. Yeah, that app you use to avoid doing your English homework? Turns out it's been teaching you better English all along. You just didn't notice. Let's take a look at what's really happening there. People post a picture, and then boom, a caption. Short, sharp, real. Mood, coffee and chaos. Just out here vibing. Can't talk, manifesting my dreams. You might laugh, but this is gold. This is how people express themselves. They're not writing essays. They're writing feelings, reactions, life. And you're still stuck trying to remember when to use however instead of but. Give me a break. Look, I'm not saying every caption is a masterpiece of grammar. Most of them aren't, but that's the point. They're not trying to be perfect. They're trying to be heard. And you've been too busy trying to sound like a textbook to realize that the real language, the living, breathing stuff, is already all around you. It's in the jokes, the memes, the hashtags. It's fast, it's messy, and it works. Because people get it. Because people use it. So why aren't you? Why are you still pretending that formal English is the only English worth learning? It's not. Formal English has its place, sure. But unless you're planning on writing a research paper tomorrow, maybe it's time to loosen up. Maybe it's time to learn from the world you're already a part of. Maybe it's time to stop scrolling past the best free English lessons of your life. Instagram captions don't just talk at you. They invite you in. They say, hey, this is how we speak. Come join. And you should. Because, honestly, it's way more fun than reading about irregular verbs for the 100th time. All right, let's get into why this really matters. Because I know some of you are still clinging to your grammar books like they're some kind of safety blanket. You're thinking, but I need structure. I need rules. Sure, fine. Rules are great if you want to write a legal document or argue with someone about comma placement. But let me ask you, when was the last time you froze in a conversation because you didn't know where to put a semicolon? Exactly. You freeze because you don't know how to feel in English. You don't know how to react. You don't know how to just be in the language. And that's what Instagram captions give you. They teach you how to feel, how to vibe, how to sound like someone who's alive, not someone preparing for a test. Think about it. What do captions really do? They catch your attention. They make you smile. They make you think, yeah, same. And in that moment, you're connecting, not just with words, but with meaning. That's what textbooks can't give you. They don't show you how to say, this weekend is a whole mood, or me pretending everything's fine. And you know what? That's exactly the kind of English you need. Not because it's fancy, but because it's human. Because it's what people actually say. And you can't be part of a conversation if you don't speak the same way. You ever wonder why you can read English but still feel lost when people talk? It's because you've trained your brain to read like a scholar, but never taught it to respond like a friend. And friends don't talk like textbooks. They talk like, well, captions. Quick, messy, and full of life. So here's the truth. You don't need more grammar drills. You need more Instagram scrolls. Intentional ones. Look at what people are saying. Feel how the words move. Notice how they cut out what doesn't matter and focus on what does. That's real English. That's your new classroom. And yeah, you're already late. So stop waiting for the perfect lesson plan and start paying attention to the lessons right in front of you. They're short, they're sharp, and they're better than anything than that dusty book you've been dragging around. So how do you actually use this? How do you turn your daily scroll into real progress? It's not that hard, but you've got to stop being a passive little sponge, just soaking up random stuff and forgetting it 5 seconds later. Start being active. Start stealing. Yeah, I said it. Steal those captions. Make them yours. Next time you see one that hits you, don't just like it and move on. Screenshot it. Say it out loud. Hear how it sounds in your mouth, not just in your head. Try twisting it a bit, making it fit your own life. Someone posts, living my best life. Cool. Now you say, living my tired life, but still here. Someone writes, no bad vibes. You throw back, only sleepy vibes today. That's real practice, not filling in blanks. Not memorizing word lists like you're prepping for a spelling bee, but using the language, playing with it, bending it until it feels like yours. And don't stop there. Post something. Yeah, you. Post in English. Write your own caption. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be you. Post a photo of your coffee and write fuel for my broken brain. Or take a picture of your messy desk and say chaos, but make it productive. This is how you build confidence. By showing up, by trying, by being okay with sounding dumb sometimes, because who cares? Everyone does. And while you're at it, comment. Drop a comment on someone's post in English. Anything. Love this. So true. Same here. The point isn't to impress anyone. The point is to use English. To stop treating it like a fragile little pet you can't let outside. Let it run wild. Let it trip and fall and get back up. That's how it grows. That's how you grow. And here's a fun one. Start your own collection. Yeah, a caption collection. Every time you find one you like, save it. Write it down. Try saying it with a different mood. Angry, excited, sarcastic. This isn't just about words. It's about feeling the language, living it, making it part of your daily nonsense, just like everything else on your feed. Because once you start doing that, guess what? English stops being this scary, distant thing you have to chase. It becomes something you just do, like scrolling, like breathing, like living. Welcome to the real classroom. Let's be real for a second. You've been waiting for some magical method to suddenly make English click, haven't you? Some perfect course, some perfect book, some perfect moment. But here's the ugly truth. It doesn't exist. What exists is right in front of you, in your hand, on your screen, every single day. And you've been ignoring it because you thought learning had to look serious, like sitting straight, highlighting words, and feeling miserable. But it doesn't. Learning can look like laughing at memes, replying to stories, or even posting about how tired you are in 2 languages. It's all valid. It's all progress. If you let it be. So here's what I want you to do. And yeah, it's not optional unless you want to stay stuck. For the next 7 days, every day, I want you to post something in English. 1 sentence, 1 caption, 1 thought. Doesn't matter if it's deep or dumb, just make it real. No copying from Google, no translating word for word. Just you, being brave enough to show up. And don't give me that I don't have anything to say excuse. You do. You're alive. You're tired. You're hungry. You're annoyed. That's content. Use it. Tell the world I need coffee to survive. Say, today is not it. Post trying my best, still a mess. This is your voice, and it deserves to be heard, even in broken, messy English. Especially in broken, messy English, because that's where fluency starts. Not in perfection, but in permission. The permission you give yourself to sound stupid, to be loud, to be seen. That's the challenge. Post, comment, speak. Every single day. No hiding. No waiting. Just doing. Because you've got everything you need already. And if you don't use it now, then when? Don't scroll past your own progress. Don't keep English trapped in your head. Set it free. Let it be ugly. Let it be beautiful. But let it be. And I'll see you next time, hopefully with more captions, more chaos, and more of you showing up in English. Don't forget. 7 days. 1 post a day? No excuses. Start now or stay stuck. Your move.